Can you think of a time when somebody showed you compassion? A hug, a listening ear, anything that showed you they cared? Well, I can think of many, many times that has happened to me. In this final installment of Wellness Wednesday, we visit the Worcester County Health Department to hear more about the importance and, more importantly, the power of compassion, particularly when it comes to people battling addiction. Here's Delmarva Life's Katie Zerilli.
There's no time quite like the new year to make positive changes in order to create a more positive life. For those gripped by addiction, getting sober will undoubtedly turn their world around. However, reaching that point is anything but easy. Oftentimes first because of the existing stigma.
That's one of the big reasons that folks end up not seeking help and not getting treatment. So I think one of the messages we want to get across to folks on this, our final segment, is that it's important that we not judge people solely based on their past behaviors, and that we not solely focus on their past behaviors, but that we help them look towards the future. And if you are out there struggling with addiction right now, one of the things that we want folks to know is to not judge yourself solely on your past behaviors, to deal with them and accept the consequences of your past behaviors, but then to look towards the future and making changes.
Mike Trader is the Assistant Director of Behavioral Health Programs at the Worcester County Health Department. He says in order to make those changes, compassion from loved ones is crucial.
When we talk about compassion, one of the things we're talking about is really not judging a person and accepting a person for who they are. It's understanding that there's a person behind the addiction. And so, we want to look at people and we want to understand that there's a reason that they got to where they are. And we want to help them move past that.
Another critical component, community, one that's safe and satisfying for the soul.
The more people feel disconnected, the more they're likely to continue using substances. Whereas the more folks feel connected into a community and have the ability to engage in satisfying activities, the less likely people are to go out and to continue using.
In order to have any successful resolutions or lifestyle changes for the future, Mike says often it's helpful to revisit pieces of the past.
Keep pushing through and to look at what have you done in the past and what's worked, what's been helpful, and what has not been helpful. If there are things that have been helpful, go back to those things. One of the things I would look at is, do you have the right people around you? Do you have the right support system in place to help you move towards the changes you want to be making? Setting consistency and routine is going to be important.
And mess-ups might happen. He says what's important there is to rise up and press on.
A lot of folks, tend to lose heart when that happens, and they tend to say, all right, well, this isn't working, I failed. The important thing is to not beat yourself up, to look at that and say, you know what? I made one mistake. One mistake doesn't define you. One mistake doesn't mean that you failed. One mistake just means it's time to pick up and it's time to keep going forward.
As exciting as January can be for fresh starts, it's during a season in which some folks struggle on another level. He wants those folks to be on alert and know help exists.
We're in the middle of winter, as we have shorter days, longer nights. There's a lot of stress going on for folks right now, and especially in the midst of a pandemic. And so there can be a lot of things that can be really kind of triggering and really kind of exacerbating folks, struggles with things like depression, anxiety, and those things can in turn be triggers for substance use. So it's so important, especially right now, that folks really be looking at what are the coping strategies that work for them. Find coping strategies that work for you. Engage a support group around you. Reach out to those, that are going to be, healthy supports for you. If need be, reach out and get professional help.
For folks who want to help a loved one make those necessary changes, Mike says to know first that there's a difference between compassion and enabling, and second, to know what that difference is.
So important that there be limits and that there be boundaries. And if you have a loved one who's struggling with addiction and you have to be you're in a position that you have to set limits and boundaries, that doesn't mean that you're not necessarily being compassionate. That's part of what your loved one's going to need right now. I have 2 kids, and one of the ways that I show love isn't by saying, do whatever you want to do. There are no limits and boundaries. Certainly there have to be limits and boundaries, and that's part of how we show love.
And even in the limits and boundaries, know that there's still a person underneath every addiction, which also means recovery and healthy habits look different for everyone.
What does a sober and healthy life look like for you? And let's work towards getting there.
Just a few simple steps today can have a big impact on tomorrow.
And we'd like to thank the Worcester County Health Department for sharing so many great resources with us over the past few months. And if you would like to see all of their segments, you'll find them on our website, delmarvalife.com.